channel even. 3, 2, 1.
Okay, we got Facebook Live is on.
YouTube Live is on.
Okay, awesome. We should probably wait a minute for our people to jump on.
Yeah, considering right now it's just us. It's feeling a little lonely at the moment.
Oh, I like the background though. It looks awesome. It looks so cool. You have one viewer over there.
What's up, Salt Yacker? Singular. So, as you guys arrive, drop a quick comment. Who are you? Let me know that you're here. I'd love to have a chance to say hello to you.
Welcome to our first Salt Yak Live. We have done lives in the past.
True.
But this is our first Salt Yak fishing live. So we're excited.
Whoops.
What? Okay. Maybe let's just wait like 2 minutes to give people a chance because everybody gets that notification on their phone. So we got to give them a chance to.
This is true. But for those of you that are here now, thanks for coming. Drop me a comment. Let me know who you are just so I can have a chance to say hello to you and thank you for coming. I'm going to try to get on here where I can see it a little better.
Oh, I'm going to mute that. We're ready to look at comments.
Well, correction. You are ready to look at comments.
I'm ready to look at comments.
Mm-hmm.
We'll wait 1 more minute, guys.
Yeah. 1 more minute. Let me refresh here. Maybe that'll do it for us.
Hey, Mike and Shelby, what up?
Where do you see them? Oh, there they are. Okay. What's up, Minnesota? You guys thawing out yet from your blizzard yesterday? Or, yeah, that was yesterday, I suppose. If it makes you feel any better, fishing here was terrible yesterday. I mean, terrible.
I can see those comments, so if you want to not worry about that.
Too late. I'm worrying.
Okay, y'all, we have YouTube and Facebook going at the same time, so.
All right, well, so somebody else is here on YouTube. Who else is here along with Mike and Shelby? I see there's another one of you. Drop me a quick comment. Tell me who you are so we can be sure and greet you and thank you for coming. Angelica Barreto, thanks for coming.
You can be Mom. Hi, Alex. Welcome.
Yeah, Angelica, you bet. You can be Mom.
And then she said Mod, M-O-D.
Manager on duty?
Yeah, you can be manager.
Please, we could use a little guidance. Yeah.
Hey, Crystal. I hope Derek's with you too. Hey, guys.
What's up, guys?
How's it going?
So just so y'all know, if it looks a little weird, that's because we got one phone going here with a YouTube feed, and then over there is a Facebook feed happening all at the same time. So let's get started. First off, quick question for all of you. And who can get it right first?
Oh, God, I'm scared.
What does a fish say when he runs into a concrete wall? Bum, bum, bum,
what does a fish say when it runs into a concrete wall?
Yep.
This reminds me of Bobby when that one day he was talking about he was talking about a seawall.
Yeah.
Okay, what is it, guys?
Wallenberg, nothing. Fish can't talk. Bah, wrong answer. Angelica says, ow. Fish Creek, all right.
What is it, Dad?
Damn.
Oh my gosh, y'all.
Boom, boom. Hits that wall, he says, damn. Right? I mean, what else would he say underwater? Sorry.
Sunny's here too.
Our dog is here, and she's right.
Crystal and Derek got it.
Okay. The dog's right here, and she's eating, and when she eats, for those of you who know her, you know she gets a little vocal about it.
She's nuts.
Also, quick question, all of you watching on YouTube. New microphones, how are they working? Can you hear us well? You little stinker.
Okay, I gotta go get mine. Sorry.
I put her microphone on her, and then she's like, I'm going to go change my shirt. Guess what? Microphone's still on the other shirt. It's probably not doing a lot of good in there. Okay, Alex says yes. Angelica says yes. You can hear us good. I bet
Okay, it probably works better when it's not in my bedroom.
you can probably hear her better now. All right, so without further ado, thank you all for joining. Tonight's going to be our first Talk Fishing to Me. I wish we had that song playing in the background. And the purpose of this is just to share stories, share information. I'd like it to be a two-way street. Right? Not just me yakking, because we all know I can do a lot of that. But Aaron, where do you want to start tonight?
Let's talk about fishing in Florida right now. What's going on? What are we catching? What's biting? Apparently nothing yesterday.
Yesterday, I was catching nothing.
He rarely, I'm talking once a year, goes out and doesn't catch anything. And yesterday, I mean, you did catch.
I had a guide trip yesterday. And I'm going to tell you, dude's name is Jay. Jay, I doubt Jay's watching because we've just gotten to know each other. Jay was like the nicest, kindest, most considerate, awesome human being I ever met. As far as like, when you meet that initial meet, you get that feeling from some people. Amazing dude. Took him out. We fished our tails off for like 7 hours in the middle of the day when it was hot. Right, it was probably 85 degrees. Angelica, I'm digging the flags, girl.
Oh,
Keep them
yes,
coming.
girl.
Keep them coming.
Mr. Salty Baller, that's it. Do you know him?
Little bro.
What you doing, bro? Little bro.
Okay, who is Salty Baller? Help me out
Bob
here.
Webster's here. Canadian Bob.
What up, Canadian?
Up?
So we go out, we sweat our, what's off. Look, I'm still a little sunburned. It was hot out yesterday, guys. And the wind was blowing like 15 to 25 was what they were saying.
I don't go when it's windy.
Listen, it was brutal. And we fished for like 7 hours. And in 7 hours, Jay caught 2 mangrove snappers that all you freshwater guys, your bluegill would have belittled these mangrove snappers. They were pitiful. It was awful. And yours truly, Salt Yak, I caught 1 fish, a catfish.
Oh, man. You need to go in fishing timeout. That's embarrassing.
Yeah, it was awful. But Jay was such a cool dude that like we still had a blast together. Even though we didn't catch crap, we still had a great time. So that was pretty awesome. So yesterday nothing was biting, but we're going to chalk that up to moon phase because we're just coming out of a full moon. And when it's a full moon and it's so bright at night, the snook and the redfish, they're at freaking Golden Corral all night long for an all-you-can-eat buffet. They're under the chocolate fountain with the little kids like this, under the chocolate fountain. So come daybreak, in the middle of the day, they're like, I'm cool. They're just not hungry. And it doesn't matter what you put in front of them, they won't eat.
They're probably tired, too, from being up all night.
Yeah, they're partying all night. They're at freaking Golden Corral with sticky floors. When you walk in.
I hate Golden Corral.
Yeah, so, but before yesterday, the hot bite, at least for us, has been primarily redfish.
Yeah.
And some snook. We went out last weekend.
And trout have been fine.
Trout are always fine.
Trout are easy, y'all.
Not yesterday, they weren't.
Really?
Oh, it sucked. Yeah. Anyways, so, hey, Alex, thanks for subscribing. Thanks for subscribing. Believe it or not, it's only my second beer, and already I'm thanking you for subscribing.
It's kind of like 2020. Yes, girl. We're hoping.
So, anyways.
Melissa Limke's here, too.
What's up? I know who she is, yeah.
That's awesome.
So the redfish bite has been hot. We're catching redfish in the docks. We're catching redfish in the mangroves. We're even catching a few redfish just out on the flats. Aaron caught one on Saturday. We had a really awesome weekend of fishing, and I'll tell you more about those as we go. And some of it you can see in a video that I just posted the other day. The rest you'll see in a video that's going to drop on this coming Saturday. But like we always talk about, where there's mullet, there are redfish, or can be. And she had a whole giant school of mullet go cruising by her yak, and she puts on a big old fat boy shrimp and sends him out into the middle of that school of mullet. Boom! Nice redfish in the middle of the mullet. So they're in docks, they're in mangroves, and they're out on the flats following the mullet around too. You know, the mullet, I think, as they move around, they're kind of stirring up the bottom, so then the redfish come along behind them, sweeping up anything that the mullet stir up on the bottom. So don't be afraid to throw at those mullet schools. We've been catching a few snook also. We're catching those primarily on docks.
Live shrimp.
Yeah.
For snook.
Live bait, man, all you YouTubers that I see, you know, like rag fishing, reels against Florida fishing. He ain't watching, but if you were, dude crushes snook all on DOA artificials. It's awesome. But when we want to catch snook are kind of, I don't know what kind of language I can use here or not. Snook are jerks.
They're cantankerous.
They're jerks. So you gotta entice them with some live bait most often to get that quality bite from them. We're still finding a few sheephead, not a whole lot, and not the real big ones anymore. They have moved on out. They're getting ready to head offshore and go out and do their little spawning thing. But you know, there are some still around. So you asked what we're catching, that's what we're catching. I know a lot of guys out in the channels
have been here, of course, all winter, but they're kind of moving out, aren't they? Yeah, I haven't been in a couple days, but I think they're kind of on their way out. But
and out in the channels and on the big piers, the Spanish have moved in.
Oh, good.
The Spanish mackerel, they've moved in. A lot of guys are catching Spanish mackerel. Yeah. We don't typically target Spanish mackerel, us personally, just because, I don't know, it's just, there's no like buzz in that for me, if you know what I'm saying. You know, they're not going to take a lot of drag, and quite frankly, I'm not a big fan of eating them either, so, you know, why bother? But as far as, you know, what we've been catching lately, there you go.
Cool.
How about you guys? Drop me a comment. What have y'all been catching lately?
Wait, Mr. Salty Baller, I've been chuffing on some wax. It looked like tree sap.
Whoa, Salty Baller, where you been, boy?
Over on YouTube, we got Mr. Salty Baller.
Whoa.
And he's chomping on some kind of wax.
And it looked like tree sap.
Okay.
I feel you, dude. I got Bush Light. It don't look like tree sap, but you know, it's getting the job done.
I'm really glad you shared that with us too. Let's talk gear. Okay, so you just recently posted a.
Sorry, Crystal is asking over there about tarpon. No tarpon yet.
Have you seen any yet?
I've seen a few little dinkers rolling around, but the few that I've seen, quite frankly, they're probably still residential. They're probably not even big enough to really be making that migration yet. So they're just kind of hanging out here still yet. So
summertime, baby.
Yeah, right now the water's sitting around 70 degrees, and I could be wrong. I'm no tarpon expert by any stretch, but typically we start seeing the tarpon when that water's pushing closer to 75 degrees. That's when we start seeing more of them.
Yeah.
So there you go. Hope that helps.
Do you want to start? You want to talk about next? We're talking about gear. So he just posted a video recently of new gear that St. Pete Fishing Outfitters, name drop, had given us to try out, and he fell in love with it. Do you want to talk about that?
And I want to take a quick time out on that deal. St. Pete Fishing Outfitters, guys, y'all hear me talk about them, or us talk about them a lot in our videos and stuff like that. And what I want you to know about them is that it's not like they're full-time sponsoring our channel, anything like that. We talk about them a lot because, man, it's just an awesome place, and they're just awesome dudes that are knowledgeable and helpful, and like it's just fun to go there. So a lot of times when I'm talking about them, that's why. Now, every now and then they do sponsor something, and they do help us out with some stuff here and there. But by and large, it's just because I appreciate their business. So.
Do you have the poll?
I do.
Oh.
Yeah. The rock. Oh, okay. I don't know. So, what we're going to talk about tonight, and if you watch the video that just posted last week here for you YouTubers, you can see it right here. Let's show it to the Facebook crowd off over here. It's a little rinker-dinker rod. It looks like almost like one of those dock demons, you know.
This is almost the top, y'all. Like it's
Boop.
crazy short.
We are typically fishing with 7 foot, maybe 7.6, occasionally, depending on what we're doing. Sometimes they're 8 foot rods. This one is a dinker, man. This rod is only 5 feet long total. I'm talking from a-hole to appetite is only 5 feet long. And quite frankly, it looks like a little toy. It looks like a silly thing. You watch the video that just posted the other day. I can't remember what I called it. Something about tiny but mighty or something like. You just look at the videos. You'll see it. We got this. We picked up this rod at St. Pete Fishing Outfitters. My friend Andrew there sort of assembled it for me, and he picked this particular reel to go with it. We like, when we can, as you might guess by this stuff back here, we like to buy things that are made in America anytime we can. But we also like to do things that support local businesses if possible. It's not very often we get to do that. But this rod is made by a company called Bull Bay. All right, and Bull Bay is based in Lakeland, Florida, which is about 1 hour from where we live.
Pretty cool.
And they make amazing rods, and it's a legit local Florida brand. I don't know if you can even see, every one of their rods has the American flag on it somewhere. Boop, right there. Oh, sorry, Facebook. I ain't trying to leave you all out in the cold. The flag is here. Then they give your model and all the information on the rods here. This particular one, this little dinker dude, is called the Bull Pup, right? Because it's small. But look at this thing, guys. This ain't no toy. It's only 5 feet long, but it ain't no toy, all right? This particular one is a medium heavy. And what I'm going to tell you is that in the video that we just posted on this past yesterday.
Yeah, Saturday, yep.
I didn't have a great day on Saturday, me personally. I caught like 6 snook. Oh God, that's a first world problem. I didn't have a good day. I only caught 6 snook. But anyways, this rod handled all of them with no problem whatsoever on this little dinker dude right here. Now, the other piece of that, again, staying with the whole, doing business with as locally as possible, this reel. I'm going to show it first to the YouTubers. Okay. Now we're going to bring it over to Facebook. This is made by a company called Florida Fishing Products. Okay. They are based in Tampa. Those of you who are familiar with the area, they're right over by the Tampa airport is where this place is based. They make a bunch of different reels. This particular one's called their Osprey. And it's a small Osprey. It's a 2500 series. It's small, and I've only got 10-pound braid on it. And I'm telling you, it smoked those snook with no problem, got them out of the docks.
Only 6, though.
Yeah, but the reality is none of those 6 were that big, right? They were small snook. But then the next day we went out, and Aaron stunk it up on Sunday. We had a little reversal.
Saturday I got an inshore slam. You forgot to say that part.
Forgot. She crushed on Saturday. I crushed on Sunday. And I got some nice fish on this rod on Sunday. Got them on video. That video we'll be posting this coming Saturday. And
yes,
I was amazed. One of the redfish was 28.5, 29 inches.
This little 5-foot rod was bent all the way over under the kayak.
Bowed up.
Yes.
Handled that 29-inch red with no problem. Got him out of the dock.
Why is it short? Tell them why it's short specifically.
So the reason we wanted this little dinker rod was because a lot of times, sorry, I'm like stuck in here.
Here.
I'm going to try to back up a little bit. A lot of times we're in the kayak and we're flipping into docks, right? Or into mangroves. So you don't have a lot of room to work because sometimes we're literally, ask Shelby, sometimes we're under the dock, aren't we, Shelby? And this little rod, you can get right up next to that dock and flip it in there super easy. You don't have 7-8 feet out in front of you. And then as you're fighting that fish and you're trying to get him out, a lot of times they go under the pylon or around the pylons and under the dock, and you're trying to reach in and get around it. And with this little shorty rod, it just makes it so much easier than trying to do it with a 7-foot rod. Hey, Sonny, can you scoot over, girlfriend? She got right in my spot here, my dog. Speaking of my dog, you'll see her in next week's video too. That was pretty awesome. She was in the kayak with me when we caught all those fish. So it's the recap one more time. Bull Bay bullpup rod, 5 feet long, medium heavy, right? With a Florida Fishing Products Osprey 2500 series, 10-pound braid. Sorry, 10-pound braid. It's amazing. If you are a kayak fisherman, you will want one. Now, transparency. If you're a guy that's typically fishing open water, making long casts, this will not be for you. You will not like it. It's only 5 feet long. You're not going to make real long casts with it. And when you do have to kind of whip it to get some distance on, there's no accuracy when you do that. It's super accurate out to like making, say, 20 to 30 foot casts. It's great for that. Anything more than a 30-foot cast, it's like peeing in the wind. So
give us a thumbs up if you kayak fish. We're just curious because this is the perfect rod setup for kayak fishing. So.
Yeah, how many other yakkers are here?
Crystal and Derek, I think you have a boat, like an offshore boat, but I'm not 100% on that.
If not, I know he wants one if he don't have one.
Yeah, Denise, they have a boat. They don't kayak.
Oh, Denise Raison?
Yeah, Denise Raison.
What's up, girl?
But I'm not sure about everybody else. Oh, if Canadian Bob's still on, he kayak fishes.
Canadian Bob fishes yak, and he also fishes in a boat on a river up north in Canadian land where it's super cold right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so that's our gear recommendation for this beautiful Sunday afternoon. It's not beautiful. It's windy and cloudy. Anyways.
It's usually beautiful. Hey, we're going to give away a package of Will's favorite lures. So stick around. We're only going to be 45 minutes. We got like 20 more minutes, but we will give away at the end. Yes.
Beep. Here's what she really means when she's going to give away some of my gear. She means she is giving away some of my gear,
You're
right?
fine.
She's like, today she's like, hey, we're going to give them away something. And I'm like, what are we giving away?
You do kayak. Cool. That's awesome.
You fishermen, somebody wants to give your stuff away. Come on now. So she goes, so I go out to my garage and I'm like, let's give them one of these, and I'm grabbing stuff that had been sitting in the garage for 2 years. And she's like, no, we only give away the good stuff.
Yes. And the stuff that catches fish. So,
and those of you who watch, you know what that means. She's giving away my baby.
B-double-E.
B-double-E-double-R-U-N, beer run. She's giving them away.
Okay, it feels like you had someone to call out on here to tease about fishing lately.
By chance, do we have a viewer? He would be on YouTube. Dan the Fishman.
Oh, Dan the Fishman.
Dan, are you here? Come on, Dan. I should have sent him a message.
Yeah.
Dan, I'm gonna text him right now. Well, I can't because my phone is right there. I can't text him. So I'm guessing Dan is not here at the moment, but I was gonna call him out because he posted a short on his channel. Y'all should check him out. His channel is called Dan the Fishman, and he's a friend of mine. And Dan's super good at catching fish. He fishes in a kayak, sorta. He cheats because he's got one of them old town autopilot bull crap with the motor and the beep beep spot lock, where he can sit under a bridge and yank whatever he wants and not have to be pedaling and struggling like we do. So you know what I'm talking about, Dan. But he posted a video the other day talking about his pet peeve. What he hates is that when people refer to a spotted sea trout as speckled sea trout or as a speck, he hates it. Drives him nuts. He's like, quit calling them speckled. They're not speckled. They're spotted. So just want to kind of call him out on that because actually in the video that's posting next Saturday, I even teased him about it there. So hopefully you see this, Dan.
So, do you want to go ahead and give away? We have 2 more things to talk about. First of all, any guide trip recap besides the one that was yesterday. We've had a lot of cool couples lately, and so we're starting to promote that. If Will didn't mention in the beginning, we do kayak fishing guide trips, mostly him, but lately we've had a lot of couples, and some of them are tuned in now tonight, and we've had such a good time with them.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of
Scooch over here. They can't see
it's
you.
kind of spurred us into just promoting. If you want to get your wife, men, if you would like to get your wife involved in fishing, come out. And then I go along and we have a really good time. It's super fun.
Those of you who have been out with us on a foursome trip, Mike and Shelby, y'all are watching.
Yeah.
Guys who have done that with us, does that hurt the odds of getting your lady to want to do more fishing in her life? I don't think it hurts the odds. So, what do y'all think about that? Should Salt Yak be marketing more specifically toward couples? Should we be marketing to couples about, going out with 4 people? The ladies get their own guide. She's actually a pretty dang good fisherman, guys. She'd put a hurting on a lot of us, long as she don't break off and have to retie a hook, because she sucks at tying. But
I'm gonna get better.
But everything else.
He does it all for me.
Yeah. What's Crystal saying? They are specs.
Specs in Texas, LOL, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, let me know about that. Do you guys think, is that a viable kind of deal to market more to the couples trips? Let me know.
Yes. Okay. So everyone comment, what are you guys fishing for right now in your area? Where do you live and what do you fish for? What's your favorite thing to fish for? I'm just curious.
And I was about to say, is it freshwater or salt? But I suppose when you tell us what it is, we'll know if it's fresh or salt.
Yeah. And then we have one more thing we're going to ask you to do so that we can give away his favorite package of...
It's a new unopened package. I'm not going to send you an old dirty one with a rusty hook in the bottom of it and one half-eaten paddle tail in it. My favorite absolute, and those of you who've been out with us know this to be true, my absolute favorite artificial bait to fish is a 3-inch Minnow Z by Z-Man in the Beer Run color. And, to be fair, I've not fished Beer Run in a lot of other places. I don't know if it'll work as well, in other places, but here in our home waters in Southwest Florida, this color slays, man. It works great in clear water. Even when the water's a little stained, it still works. It's got a little bit of glitter to it. I'm going to pull one out so y'all can see it.
Need these for the chandeliers. That's got to be Derek saying that.
Say what?
Need these for the chandeliers.
Oh, God, I wish I knew. Oh, you need these for the chandeliers?
Yeah.
All right, let me show you.
They're really pretty.
Right, the name Beer Run. So hence the name. The bottom half is yellow. The top half is white, right? Like a beer would be. And in that yellow half on the bottom, it's got a lot of glitter in it. So, I mean, legit, I understand where it gets its name, Beer Run. But clear water, somewhat stained up, like tea type of water. I'm not talking muddy, right? But water with a little tannin to it, I guess we'd say. Color slays. And just telling you, put it on a lightweight jig head, like a 1/8 or a 3/16. Troll it behind your kayak if you're kayak fishing, or if you're wade fishing, just bounce this sucker around the bottom or in a boat or off a jetty or off a pier or whatever. Put it on a jig head, let it sink to the bottom, slow troll it along the bottom and kind of bouncing it as it goes. You will catch fish on this thing.
Yeah, it almost feels like you're cheating, honestly. Sometimes he'll try to sneak and put another color on my pole, and I
start getting a little low on Beer Run, and I'll stick I'll stick a Houdini on hers or something.
I'm not gonna notice.
She'll be like, how come I'm not catching fish anymore? I'm like, I don't know.
All right, so what I want you guys to do, no one's telling me what fish they're catching, so, Chandelier Island. Oh, sorry, we're slow. We are Texans, by the way. They know we're Texans, but we haven't been to Texas in a very long time, so sorry.
Chandelier Islands aren't in Texas.
Oh, they're not? Where are they?
Derek, help me out. Is that Louisiana? I feel like I'm pretty sure. Okay. Or is it Alabama? I think it's off Louisiana coast. He'll tell us in a minute.
Okay, to enter to win this package of Will's favorite, Salt Yak's favorite lures, I just want you to, to like, comment, and share. You guys have already been commenting.
They said yes. I'm guessing that means yes, Louisiana.
Sorry.
Got you.
But if you guys would share, if you'd share this video on your page, and we are going to, at the end of this, and like this video, we're going to pick someone to win this, and we will post it on both pages. We'll let you know. And
it will be fair. We're not going to go, oh, I think that person wins. No, it'll be a random deal. We'll line up the comments. We'll number the comments, and then we'll use a random number generator to pick the comment that wins.
Yep, and then we'll reach out to you for your address, and we're going to ship these. Thank you, guys. And we are going to stick a little Salt Yak sticker in there, too. So everybody loves stickers.
You're giving away all my stuff.
Speaking of that, we do have merch. We had a bunch of merch. You can see he's wearing the Salt Yak show over here, too. We're getting a bunch more of those in, a couple of fishing shirts, and then Shelby requested that we get pink fishing shirts with our logo.
You're going to put my logo on something pink?
Yeah, we are. So we're definitely going to do that. By the way, since I'm staring at myself in these cameras, anyone know what the significance of this
the rooster
is on my hat? Anybody know what this hat represents? See if anyone knows.
A rooster. Come on, somebody knows. Somebody take a guess at least.
Yeah.
Drop something.
It has to do with Florida.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, girl. My girl Sylvie got it.
Now, more specifically, not just the keys. What's
Florida
more
keys.
specific than that? Boom, 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 boom. Nothing? Nothing.
Crystal and Derek got nothing. That's how
Crickets.
I was on the Chandelier Islands.
Okay, so more specifically, the rooster is significant for Key West and the island of Key West. The reason the rooster is significant, if you've never been there,
Yes, they got it. Keys, they're everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah, there's just weird ass wild chickens all over the island, and you'll be sitting in a restaurant and the chickens come jump on the table and steal your food.
Yeah, it's a little crazy, honestly.
It's a little different. It's a good time, but it's a little different.
All right, well, they've liked and shared. Your people hopefully have liked and shared, or they will when we post it on YouTube. Share it, and
YouTubers, anything else to add? What else you want to talk about? Facebookers.
Yeah, we can open this up to a Q&A. Anyone have any questions about specifically Florida fishing, honestly, because that's what we're really good at.
Yeah. There's one Steve. Steve, you comment on a lot of our videos, and you often have very specific questions about, what we were using that on one particular day to do one particular thing. You like to know the detail stuff, like what was our leader size and what size hook were we using, and was there any weight on the line, or are we just live lining? Steve, are you watching? Any questions like that?
Goliath groupers. So Crystal and Derek are asking, have we found any Goliath groupers under the docks?
Yes. Now, that said, us personally, we have not found any big Goliaths, and I'm kind of thankful for that, honestly, because let's don't forget we're in kayaks, bro. But we've caught a lot of Goliaths.
Offshore about a month or so.
That was a gag. That was a gag grouper.
A
beauty, a 25-inch gag grouper that was a beauty. But as far as the Goliaths, I think that most of them that we have found are, let's say, under 25 inches, right? Yeah. 18 to 25 is typically where we're finding them. And I will tell you, a 25-inch Goliath grouper is a lot of fun on light tackle. They're an absolute bruiser. I remember when we...
Yes, sleigh ride. I know they pull you around. It's so much fun.
The Floridian sleigh ride, yeah. When we had first moved to Florida, and I had been fishing all my life, but Erin really hadn't. And one day, at this stage of the game, she was getting pretty confident, and she was doing really well. And she got to the point where she didn't stay with me anymore. And we're one place. If you, we were in St. Pete. If any of you know this one particular area, we're in an area known as Gandy Beach area. And I had gone this way, and she was like, nah, I don't need him. And she went that way.
That doesn't sound like
Yeah. And and I didn't see her for like an hour. And you start getting a little bit like, I hope she's all right. I hope everything's okay over there. Because I mean, you're getting these mangrove areas, and like you can't see anywhere because you're surrounded by trees. And then a little while later, my phone goes ding, and I look, and it's just a text from her, and all it says is this something good? and then I see the little three dots, like she's sending me something, three dots pulsing. I'm like waiting, and ding comes through. It's a picture of a Goliath grouper sitting in her lap. I'm like, yeah, that's something good, but you got to get him back in the water like right now.
Yeah, I didn't keep him out.
No, she took the hook out, took a picture, and let it go.
Yeah.
But that was a pretty cool deal for being newbies to Florida. That was a pretty cool deal.
Any other questions for us this go around? I will say some friends invited me to go paddle boarding one time a couple years ago, and we went down to what's that island that we Marco Island, and we put our paddle boards in off the beach, and we paddle boarded all the way to Cape Romano. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Cape Romano, but it is out in the middle of the Gulf of America.
Sorry, Bob.
Anyways, it was a 17, 18-mile trip. We didn't get home until like midnight.
I will tell you this. I dropped them girls off on the beach because they're paddling offshore. They're not like in the backwaters. Offshore. I dropped them off at the beach at 7 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
And I picked them up at 10 p.m.
Yeah. It was crazy. I can't believe I even did that. But my point is, when we went to Cape Romano, which was this whole resort that had been built at the end of a island, and then over the years
in the 80s they built it.
Yeah, over the years and hurricanes, it kind of got flooded, and then now Cape Romano is basically underwater. And
it's gone.
Those weird round buildings that they used back in the 80s. Anyways, so now they're just, the tops are sticking up. And we get there finally to our destination, to Cape Romano. And we're swimming around all of this resort. And there was the most giant Goliath grouper in one of the windows of one of the condos or hotel rooms, whatever you want to call it.
Like talking mouth the size of a basketball.
Yeah, his mouth opened, and I thought he was going to swallow my girlfriend. I'm not even kidding. We were so scared. So anyways, that was a very adventurous trip. I don't know if I can do it again. It was crazy.
I will tell you that
we saw a giant Goliath grouper.
When they finally hit that beach at like 10 o'clock that night, I want you to think about that for a moment.
I can't believe we did that.
They're on paddle boards, inflatable paddle boards, offshore, and the last 4 hours of the trip was in the dark.
I know.
Think about that.
We didn't have flashlights. We had our phones. It was just...
I'm out there on the beach waiting for them, and it's dark. And all I can see way off in the distance in the waves, I see this one little light going beep, beep in the waves, because one girl had her cell phone like this with a flashlight on it. And you just see it bobbing up and down in the waves. Where I was like, these girls are idiots.
Yeah. Shelby said she thinks we should market more to couples. Totally agree. And then Mike asked, do you fish differently or different species in summer versus winter?
Yeah, so yes. In the wintertime, most folks around here, the biggest focus is the sheephead because they come in massive droves in the wintertime when the water's cooler. We personally don't target sheephead a whole lot. We probably should target them more. They're amazing table fare. If you just want to fish dinner, they're amazing. But they're not like something I just get jazzed up about going to catch because, I mean, quite frankly, it's a bit like going crappie fishing. Like, woo, I got one. So what? Let's go find a redfish, right? So in the wintertime, people around here mostly targeting sheephead. The redfish bite stays strong in the winter, and you can find some snook in the winter as well. Not that many, but one thing a lot of folks do in the winter, and we do a little bit of it, but not a whole lot. Here, specifically in the Tampa Bay area, there are a few giant power plants.
True.
And in the middle of the winter, Tampa Bay, as well as the Gulf of America, that water will be, let's say, 60 to 65 degrees on average, right? But you get near these power plants, and on one side of the power plant, they have an inlet where they're taking water in, and they're using that bay water to cool the equipment, the generators and such, and then it's discharged back into the bay. Where that water exits the power plant, it's 85 degrees, right? So the whole bay is like 60 to 65, except at those outlets, it's 85.
Yeah.
So the fish just pack up around those outlets in the wintertime. And you name it, you can catch them there. If you just absolutely want to get beat up and put your gear to the test, you get over there, you find a giant jack, and that's what he'll do to you. He will put your equipment to the test, and he'll give you an adrenaline rush like no other because they're so fast and powerful. Also, it's not unheard of at all to find big cobia in the outlets there, and I'm talking some of these cobia, they can be 50, 55 inches long. One of my buddies, I'm sure he's not watching, but Bush is his name. He's got a channel called Fish On. Some of you may know his channel. He's got a pretty large following. Awesome dude. He's Albanian and has a strong accent. Took me forever to figure out where he was from when I first met him. And all he says, he stays so calm every time he hooks a fish. And all he says is, fish on, fish on. And dude slays. But last winter, he got on video, he got a cobia that was so big that he didn't even get to measure it because he fishes a small kayak, right? Like a 10-foot, 6-inch long, small, little, like a pelican kayak. He couldn't land the fish because it was dragging him around so much, and he knew in order to land that fish, he has to get it to the beach to land it. Yeah. And he can't, so he's got the rod in his hand, his kayak does not have pedal drive, right? He's on this deal.
Oh, never,
and he's
no way.
And so now he's putting the rod in the rod holder, and he's trying to pedal to the beach, but he can't because even though he's paddling hard as he can, that cobia is dragging his ass backward. He's in reverse. And then it's like, well, I'll open the bail, stick in the rod, and I got to burn it to get to the beach. And then I get there and I'll land the fish. Forget it. The minute you open that bail, that cobia had you spooled. He's done. So he's fighting, struggling the fish for almost an hour. And some dudes in a boat see it going on, and they come to help him. And they tie up to him, and they drag his kayak to the beach for him. And so then he gets out of the kayak, finishes landing the fish. The fish was so big, he couldn't put it in his kayak. So he never even got a chance to measure it. He had to just right there on that beach, fillet that fish, takes one half, rolls it up, tucks it in his kill bag on his kayak, gives the other fillet to the guys in the boat that helped him. It was a super cool video. Check him out. Fish On channel, it's called. His name's Bush. Bush is an awesome dude. So in the winter, they'll hit those things, and the cobia, and there's jacks, and the sharks are just ridiculous. If you like to shark fish like we do, because that stuff's fun.
We definitely do that.
So, and then in the summertime, the summertime is more about, finding those snook and finding those redfish. And a lot of times, even for those guys, as the water temperatures get too high in the bay and in the intercoastal waterway, then we got to go out on the beach. And you'll find those big snook and those big redfish just cruising the beach when the shallower waters get warm. So.
Shelby, by the way, said, that's why I love Erin. She craves danger.
Sometimes she craves it too much. Shelby, and I'm like, Erin, stop! Get over here.
I know. I do like to have a good time. I need thrill in my life, y'all. Anybody else?
Does anybody else need a Bush Light in their life?
No, nobody needs a Bush Light in their life.
They do all right.
I do crave adventure.
Yeah.
100%. So. This has been fun. Thanks for joining our very first episode. We are so grateful. Thank you, friends.
So grateful.
Love y'all so much.
So grateful.
And they'll hopefully get better as we go, but we're going to try to have them every Sunday at 7. So if you have a chance, tune in. We'll be talking fishing. We'll be talking what happened that week, what our best catches were, that type of thing. And we'll do a giveaway. And hopefully our merch will be in soon so we can show you guys that too. And
also, I'm just going to throw this out there. Bull Bay won't pay attention to us. Bull Bay, are you listening? Anybody out there has any connections at Bull Bay in Lakeland, Florida? Boop, boop, boop. Reach out to them.
We have become affiliates now for Engel Coolers.
Engel Coolers is talking with us. Waterland Sunglasses is talking with us.
Sunglasses. Yeah, a couple of different ones. So we'll be talking.
We'll have some cool stuff coming up soon. Yeah.
So, all right. I think that's a wrap for tonight. We kept it right at 45 minutes. Have a fabulous week, y'all. Go into Monday and just slay. And we'll see you. We'll see you next Sunday.
I have one other question, and y'all can answer, and I'll see the answers later. Y'all want to go fishing with me virtually? If I go out in the Yak and I set up a live feed while we're fishing, is that of interest to anybody? Anybody want to do that? Let me know.
There's a couple of guys out there that live.
Let me know, you Facebookers.
Hey, Bob. Bob Berg.
Bob Berg.
From Branson?
Holy moly, I haven't heard that name in a minute. Bob, I hope you're well, man.
Yes, good to see you virtually.
Good to see your name on a screen.
All right, we'll wrap it up, but we'll see you next Sunday, same time, same place.
That's right.
Have a great week.
See you guys.
Bye.
Hey, remember, get up off that couch. Get out there. Do something. Makes your day great for you today, because life is short. Don't let it pass you by. If you don't go, say it with me, guys. You don't know. See ya.